You can walk across this entire bridge in a few seconds. Sitting low over the water, built out of plain river stone with a slight hump in the middle, it does not look like a grand historical monument. Yet this short crossing is one of the only physical pieces of pre-modern history left standing anywhere in Montenegro's capital. If you walk through Podgorica today, the architecture feels distinctly mid-century and modern. The city was essentially leveled by Allied bombing campaigns during World War II. Almost the entire historical footprint was wiped off the map in a matter of months. But this modest arch survived. The crossing itself aligns with an ancient Roman route, while the physical stones you see today date to the 18th century, stacked by an Ottoman official using rocks from the riverbed. People here still rely on it. A specific local guarantee is tied to this crossing. If two people declare their devotion while standing exactly on this arch, they will stay together for life. This bridge remains a stubborn physical anchor in a city that lost its past. It functions as a vessel for local memory, surviving the bombs because people never stopped using it to bridge their history and daily lives. If you walk just a few steps past the bridge and look up, the reason this crossing exists becomes obvious: the high ground. The seasonal Ribnica drops into the Morača at a narrow gorge, creating a defensible terrace bounded by water. Meeting the Dinaric Alps at this junction, the location acts as a natural filter, funneling every inland trade caravan or army directly into this narrow platform. When the Ottoman Empire captured this territory in 1474, they immediately weaponized the terrain, building a massive military installation called Depedogen. Sitting right on the cliff edge, the river-facing walls were heavily reinforced with a single clear objective: surviving modern artillery fire. But the fortress wasn't taken by a siege. In 1878, a freak lightning strike hit the building while it was used as an ammunition depot. The resulting explosion ripped the interior out and blew the walls apart. 4 centuries of imperial military dominance over the valley ended in an instant flash of electricity. Locals quickly moved in and recycled the shattered rubble to build their own homes. An entirely different historical layer sits on top of these Ottoman ruins. While the visible stones are the remains of a 15th century barracks, a separate tradition claims the ground beneath them for an earlier era. The Serbian Orthodox Church holds a tradition that long before the Ottomans arrived, this exact patch of ground was the 12th century birthplace of Stefan Nemanja, the founding father of medieval Serbia's ruling dynasty. After the city was liberated in 1879, Montenegrin King Nikola promoted the name Nemanjangrad, or Nemanja's town, for the area. Promoting a royal Christian history effectively wrote over 4 centuries of Ottoman occupation. There is no archaeological evidence placing a 12th century royal court on this specific cliff, yet the belief is deeply entrenched and religious ceremonies are routinely held at the site today. This 50-meter stretch of rock is a canvas for competing identities. One group built a fortress to hold an empire's frontier, while another claims the dirt underneath it as the cradle of a royal statehood. If you step back, you can see the entire layout. Locals call this junction Sastavci, where the Ribnica drops into the Morača, and it is here that we find the oldest and arguably best story about how Podgorica officially got its start. According to a local chronicler, when an Ottoman official was deciding where to establish his settlement, he didn't draw up a grid. He made a vow to build the town wherever a released rooster decided to land. As the story goes, the bird walked directly to this meeting point of the 2 rivers and stopped. The decision was made. The capital of Montenegro would be built right there. The location makes so much strategic sense that in local memory, even a chicken could spot the advantage. A high terrace bounded by deep water on an unavoidable trade route was always going to attract a settlement. Look closely at what occupies this tiny fraction of the city: a Roman waypoint, a fortress annihilated by a thunderstorm, a fiercely contested royal birthplace, a romantic superstition, and a very decisive bird. But in the dead of summer, when the Ribnica runs low, all of this heavy history fades into the background. The exposed rocks and gravel bars become a crowded, informal city beach. The residents swim and sunbathe right under the ruins. The history of this terrace didn't end. The people of Podgorica just keep living in it.